in New Jersey for 10 years was with the Washington Wizards when Brad was there. And Rod said Brad Beal is one of the best two-way players in the game when he was with him. And I know you can pick apart someone's game and you can say, hey, this is what he was in Phoenix. This is the analytics. This is the film. The way that we look at players like Brad is what they can be, not what they are. And so what I said is what I meant. I do think Brad's a two-way player.
I'm sorry. I'm still amused by that. Yes, we signed him. That was maybe the most energetic I've ever seen Lawrence Frank ever in my career. Perk, are you surprised by that reaction? I'm delighted by it.
I am. Like, two-way player? What are we talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Bradley Beal, yes, an elite scorer, but he hasn't been that over the last 4 or 5 years. Matter of fact, Bradley Beal needs to be available. That's another thing that we need to talk about. But I think he's a good addition. Do I think he's a needle mover that I'm about to put the Clippers in the big scheme of things when it comes down to being one of the best teams in the Western Conference? I'm not. Bradley Beal is to the point now of his career where he has to show us that he could continue, that he could still deliver at a high, at an elite level on a consistent basis. So I get it. Lawrence Frank, he signed him. He been wanting him. He loves Bradley Beal, but I don't feel that way. So I need to see it. I need to see it between the lines.
The offseason. Everybody loves their team and where they are right now. I would say this, though. I think it's a great addition for them based on the circumstances, and I think Bradley Beal is in a different position now with the Clippers than he was in Phoenix.
Right.
And I think that's where you have to take that context. Is he a two-way? We're going to see him on Lou Dort on All-NBA? I don't think so. But based on where the Clippers are right now, he doesn't have to be the guy. He's basically, when you have James Harden and certainly Kawhi Leonard, it's a nice complementary piece.
We expect Bradley Beal to start for the
We do.
Right?
Yes, we do expect him to start.
All right. Just double checking on that one. As the appearance, this value. This is what this means. Whenever you see Bobblehorse Brian, Bobblehorse? Bobblehead Windhorse? That means a value contract. Yes, Perk, last word on this real quick.
So my thing is he has to deliver somewhat to the same standard that Norman Powell delivered last year. Norman Powell should have been an all-star. Norman Powell was averaging 24 playing alongside James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. So we got to see it. Again, I need to see that best version of Bradley Beal.
Right.
We haven't seen it in a long time.
Proof is in the pudding, and you and I, Perk, both love some pudding. Another story we're following out of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's status. Of course, she was unable to fully participate in All-Star Weekend as she continues to recover from that right groin injury. Clark was replaced in the three-point contest by Fever teammate Lexi Hull and did coach her team in the All-Star game. But what is her status for when the Fever take the court on Tuesday against the Liberty right here on ESPN? Here's head coach Stephanie White's update.
I think she's progressing. I think that we're continuing to address, everything that needs to be addressed. She's going to see some doctors and get some more tests run early in the week. I don't expect her to be available on Tuesday. So we're just going to continue to take it one day at a time and let her get her evaluations early this week. And then once we've done that, hopefully we'll have more of a clear line in what it looks like.
So that was Coach White yesterday. Clark missed 10 of the Fever's games this season, with Indy going 4-6 in her absence. That's compared to 8-5 with her.
Leading up to Saturday night's game, it was really spearheaded by the leaders, the player leaders of the PA. As you heard Kelsey Plum say, they wanted to make a collected, united statement, and they felt they don't have to use words to do that. We know that in 2020, they wore shirts that supported the Black Lives Matter movement. They've also worn shirts that supported Brittany Griner when she was being detained overseas. So they knew that shirts would be a powerful and useful way to get their messaging across. Now, there was a players-only meeting on Saturday morning, very early, around 8 a.m. So a couple people didn't quite make it down. We all know how big of a party All-Star Weekend was. But the meeting was just to get on the same page, to make sure everyone felt comfortable wearing those shirts and that everyone was ready to go out and make this statement, take the message, the conversations that they've been having behind closed doors for the last couple months, and bring them to the national forefront. As you said, Malika, this was such a huge All-Star weekend. So many eyes were on this weekend. They knew that they could really get their point across here.
Yeah, and you mentioned that not every player was represented, not every player was able to attend that early morning meeting. I was told that representatives from the Players Association made sure to chat with players ahead of this game so that everyone could get on the same page. We know that All-Star Weekend, it is as much about the party as what's happening on the floor as it is about meetings that are able to happen during that span. Can you just update us, Kendra, where do things stand in these CBA negotiations and conversations?
Yeah, it seems like they're at a little bit of a standstill. The part that is really holding everything up is the topic of increased salary, and what the players are saying is getting a bigger piece of the pie when it comes to revenue shares. That is what Nafisa Collier told me is their non-negotiable. It's the area that they're not budging on. And it's something that the players were very disappointed the league didn't address as much in that meeting that they had on Thursday in Indy, with over 40 players attending that. So players looked at that, and Brianna Stewart even said it was a missed opportunity because we didn't get much progress on this area. Now moving forward, Malika, it's unclear if there's going to be another in-person meeting. Certainly not one of that magnitude with 40 players going. But Nneka Ogwumike, the union president, said, look, we've seen the growth in the league, and as it stands, the current salary system isn't paying us what we are owed, which was, of course, the messaging on those shirts. Nneka said we want to be able to have that fair share moving forward, especially as we see all of the investment going on, and we want to be able to have our salaries reflected in the structure that makes sense to us.
Yeah, Nneka always so clearly piercing through for the voice of the players as to what their goal is in these negotiations. Kendra Andrews, I always appreciate spending a little time with this on NBA Today. Let's dive into the numbers here that we're hearing WNBA players talk about, because I want to be very clear. Right now, there's a lot of folks having a lot of conversations in various different spaces about what WNBA players are or are not owed and deserved. And frankly, Bobby, it's getting a little bit loud and a little bit confusing, I think, for a lot of people. And you've made it your summer homework to really dive into the numbers, to the CBA here. When we talk about big words like revenue share, what does that actually mean? What are WNBA players getting?
I would say it's eye-opening as far as where this WNBA salary cap and certainly where the CBA right now. Right now we're looking at 9% of revenue sharing that WNBA players are receiving. Now, for example, what NBA players is 51%. So, of course, there is a significant gap in revenue there. This CBA was done in January of 2020, before COVID hit, of course. We are in different times right now. There are going to be 5 new expansion teams in the near future. There is a new national TV deal that is going to be signed. Teams are selling at 9-figure numbers here. The system as is right now is flawed. Yeah. The reality is that when the first pick in the draft, Paige Deckers, is signing for $78,000 a year, it's flawed. The system is not designed to increase as revenue increases. The system right now is there's a 3% increase no matter what. No matter if there's $1 billion in revenue or if there's $40 million in losses. So when they're talking about what needs to change, it certainly starts with revenue, and it certainly starts with as far as increasing player salary.
And players aren't caught up in the idea of, well, NBA players, it's a 51% revenue share versus 9%. I keep coming back to this idea of transparency, because it's 9% of what? There doesn't seem to be a clear number out there. That's what it seems to me.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because every June we get a memo, the teams get a memo from the NBA, and they basically outline, here's where BRI is, basketball-related income. Here's what the NBA made last year. Here's what your percentage, your split is. I haven't seen that as far as from a WNBA perspective. And I think what we have to do, certainly from the league's perspective, you have to look forward, not what you've lost.
Rồi bây giờ các bạn sẽ gấp cái tờ giấy màu vàng vào đây cho mình. Sau đó mình sẽ gập hai cái phần này của nó vào này. Đấy, các bạn sẽ gấp nó vào như vậy cho mình nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ lật nó ra phần này sau. Các bạn sẽ gấp nó phần này xuống đây cho mình. Rồi tiếp theo các bạn sẽ gấp phần này sang đây cho mình. Sau đó các bạn sẽ gấp cái phần bên này vào đây cho mình nhé. Rồi mình sẽ gấp nó ra đây. Các bạn sẽ gập phần này ra đây cho mình này. Sau đó các bạn sẽ gấp cái phần này của nó vào đây cho mình. Sau đó mình sẽ lật nó ra đây nhé. Tiếp theo, bây giờ mình sẽ gấp cái phần này lên đây. Rồi sau đó mình lại cho nó vào phần bên trong này. Đó. Và mình sẽ được cái phần khuôn mặt của nó.